And we're live. Welcome to paraglidingtalk.com. Oh, I'm excited tonight. We have a special episode. John Ripman Riding is with us, and we are going to have a blast tonight. I can already feel it. It's going to be a great time. The Bad Apples are there at a fly-in called the Bad Apples. There's a whole bunch of shenanigans happening over there. And so we're going to talk paragliding. We're going to talk all things flying. Sean's with us, as always, a fixture on the show. He was sharing with us just a minute ago that he's famous on YouTube now. And so he's signing autographs. Pretty excited about that.
And everybody else's name, too. It's pretty good.
My wife just texted me. She wants to know why I'm screaming. Because we're doing it live. Welcome to paraglidingtalk.com. Real quick, want to just kind of do our formalities. Really appreciate everybody who invests in the show. There's sponsors for this show to keep this show going, and I want to give them a shout out. One is flymyppg.com. If you're anywhere in Michigan, you need to get some training. Powered paragliding, you need to reach out to flymyppg.com. Also, you can check out that website, and Mike Cotter is the one who runs that organization. You need to be a part of that. If you're going to fly, you need some training, and you're in that area, go talk to him. This show is also brought to you by paraorangeproducts.com. Paragliding products for parapilots by parapilots. So go to paraorangeproducts.com for all your paragliding needs. Show is also brought to you by ppgsmoke.com. The new smoke machine that was designed by Ryan Roberts. You can check out what's going on with the new cutting edge technologies for the future of motoring and free flight paragliding. He's got all kinds of cool cutting edge stuff coming out. There's some new flotation devices coming very soon. And he also has a chase cam. If you're interested in getting in the contest, each show we're going to be giving away one of these machines, smoke machine or a chase cam. And not the camera itself, but the follow cam holder for paragliding. It's an incredible little machine. I use it often, and you will too if you win. Go to ppgsmoke.com if you just want to buy one. You don't want to wait for a contest. This show is also brought to you by Tri-State Skywalkers. If you're in the Indiana, Kentucky, or Ohio area, reach out to Brandon McCloud on Facebook. Tri-State Skywalkers Flying Club aims to help out the locals with friendship and organization. If you're interested in starting a local club, reach out to Brandon. Also, you need to know about Paramotor Nation. Each week, Paramotor Nation airs live on YouTube. And I believe their show starts right at, is it 6 p.m.? Is it 5 p.m.?
Eastern Standard Time is 8 o'clock, so 5 o'clock at your time.
5 o'clock, so 5 p.m. Pacific.
Right.
And you need to go check out that show. This next episode is going to be a good one. That show is going to be with Mark Honeycutt, and he's over in
Korea.
South Korea. I almost said North Korea. You're always hearing about North Korea. So he's in South Korea, and he's going to be probably doing an all-nighter so he can be on that show. So you don't want to miss that. Also, the show is brought to you by iFly Indiana, powered paragliding. If you're interested in flying paramotors, no better place to get the proper training than iFlyIndiana.com. Kevin and his team will get your feet off the ground. Check out iFlyIndiana.com. Show is also brought to you by Paramotor Tools, LLC. If you're looking for a way to keep your motor running, you want to fly paramotor and be able to fix it in case something goes wrong and you have to land out somewhere, you want your tools with you, go to paramotortools.com. That's paramotortools.com. And a new sponsor for the show, Resurgence PPG. Resurgence PPG is they have a great organization. Todd Scandrett is actually right there, sitting there.
Come on, Todd.
He's at the fly-in with the Bad Apples, where he belongs, in the Bad Apple basket. And so anyways, one of the guys reached out to the show, and he said, he goes, I want to sponsor Resurgence PPG so you can advertise for him on every show. And I said, that's amazing. And he goes, where do I send the money or whatever? How much is it? And I said, I don't know why I wasn't doing it before. And I said, you don't send me any money. Send that money to Resurgence. So anyways, if you're interested in supporting veterans and getting some guys that maybe have laid their lives down potentially for your freedom. Resurgence PPG is supporting those guys and getting them off the ground. And so go to Resurgence PPG. They are a 501c3, so it's tax deductible for your donations. You need to be a part of that. Go check out resurgenceppg.com. You need that in your life. All right. Well, without further delay, we've got Ripman riding one of my favorite paramotor and now free flight pilots in the whole world is with us tonight. And I'm so glad. I've been watching his videos for a long time, and he's been a part of the show from the very get-go. I think he was watching the very first episode, and I don't think he's missed a single one. And so I'm pretty excited that he's here with us tonight. He's been a moderator for a long time, but he's never been on the air. And I've always wanted to interview him, and it worked out perfectly tonight. And so he's not at the Bad Apple, so he's got great internet, and I'm so glad. Ripman, thank you, and welcome to the show. So glad that you're here tonight. I want to start off tonight. I want to ask you, how'd you get into the sport, and tell us a little bit about your background in aviation.
Well, first off, thanks for having me. I'm a big fan of the show, and I've learned so much from watching the show. I can't tell you. Some of these guys that you have on here are just, with so much experience, and I always get a little bit of something from everyone that comes on the show. So it really helps me in my flying. Let's see. I had my first flight, about 2.5 years ago. I took some training up in Pensacola, Florida. And the reason I did it is I've always flown power kites and trikes and whipped along the beach with power kites. So I've always kind of had that kiting in my background. And I think one holiday season, I think I wanted to just get away for the holiday. And I said, let me try this powered paragliding stuff. I've seen a few guys go up and down the beach. I said, let me go get some training and see if I can do this. So I tried to do it right through the holidays, but everybody, was off for the holidays, Christmas, whatever, New Year's. They didn't want to do any training. So I ended up starting the training in March. And I tell you what, after that first flight, I was hooked. Never looked back. It's been one heck of a ride.
I think that's when the most skilled pilots actually, they get done with their training. It's always in March. I did my training in March too. And I believe the last guest we had on did their training in March too.
Oh man, I love Fireball.
Yuck.
So my training, I did beach training on nice, smooth laminar air, and mostly reverse kiting. I don't think we might have done 1 or 2 forwards, but mostly reverse. So I really got the hang of reverse kiting and flying in that smooth air. And unfortunately, I left my training with only 1 flight under my belt. But that was okay because the next 60 flights I had were on the beach by myself. And I crashed into the sand a few times, and, I tripped and fell. But, the sand is so forgiving. And everything was fine. And then I started going to the compound in Palm Bay. And my first flight there wasn't so good. There was a bunch of experienced pilots, old timers that have been going there for years. And here I come, first flight out of the gate, come sliding in on my butt. But, I bent a few things, broke a few things, and I got back on the horse, and I kept doing it. And some of the locals told me some tricks that I didn't learn in training, and I figured it out. And one thing led to another, and here I am, 2.5 years later, flying like I stole it.
Flying like you stole it.
And flying everything, mind you.
So
I'll try anything.
Have you flown trikes now?
I have not flown a trike, but I could easily launch a trike and fly it. I don't think it would be any issue for me at all. I have very good wind control, and I understand, the trike and how to steer under the glider. And I don't think it would be an issue. And anyone who wants to lend me a trike to give it a try, I'll be glad to video it.
What takes more skill, trikes or foot launching?
Well, like I said, I haven't done the trikes. As a beginner, it's probably both the same. I mean, glider control is the key. If you've got glider control and you understand the pressure, you can launch anything. I don't care what you're on or what you're doing it from. If you know where that glider is, you can do it.
Can Todd do a trike?
You know, he could pick it up. If he taxied a while, he could pick it up. He's got good glider control. He's been flying long enough.
Matt Minyard wants on. I got to let him on, and I don't have his email.
Hey,
again.
Matt's a great guy. I met Matt way in the beginning. I bought all my equipment from Matt. He hooked it up. Matt is, I just absolutely love him. He's great.
Todd
I finally
Scandrick.
got to meet him at the
If I'm not
Palm Bay
mistaken,
Flying.
if I'm not mistaken, he's flying right now.
Yeah, he's flying right
Matt?
now.
That's great.
I need his email. Darn it. I didn't write it down last time, I don't think.
Paramotor, Louisiana.
Is that what it is?
I'm not sure. Paramotor, Louisiana.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll pull it up right now. So what are you doing to fly safer each time that you go out? So you want to progressively be getting better and better at flying, without a doubt. You don't want to get progressively worse and worse.
So what I learned from the old timers, the more experienced guys, is none of them will launch when the flag or the ribbon is not moving. All the older guys will launch when they see the ribbon. Most of them hang VCR tape off their windsocks. And if that VCR tape isn't moving, they will not launch. They just don't take the chance. As you get older, you can't run as fast. And just that little mile or two an hour helps so much on your launch. So that's a good bit of information. I mean, I've been doing that, I don't know, for the last year with these guys. I mean, I could launch in zero wind, but it's you got to run, you know, and one pothole, and where we launch from, there's tons of potholes. One pothole and you're face planting. So, you know, that extra mile or two an hour really helps on the launch.
I think it. I want to say, Slow Days flies out there at the compound
Yes,
too. Is
he
that
does.
right?
He does. Yeah, John
Yeah.
flies with us as well.
Yeah, he's in the chat too right now.
Hey, John. John's good people.
Oh, there's Matt's email. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. I'm gonna send him an invite. Also, Max Martini is in the
He's
chat
best,
tonight.
Man. I love his videos.
Oh, me too.
I watch him. I dream about some of the stuff he does.
Yeah, man, he's incredible.
It's amazing the training he's gotten and how he's advanced. He's on the top.
No joke, man. Have you seen his Instagram stuff lately?
Yep. Every one of them. Yep.
I don't know where he's
Crazy.
at right now, but it just looks incredible. Incredible. Okay, I just sent the invite to Matt Minyard. I don't think that's the right email, but I always do this. He sends it to me every time, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta send him an invite.
I'll get it for you. I got to put my glasses on. I have it in my email box.
It's not his regular one.
No.
He has his personal one, and it's got some numbers in there, and that's the difference. I don't want to put that on the main chat.
Mr. Falstead had something he wanted to say real quick.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Oh, again. Thank you, Todd.
You guys are out of control.
I wish I was there with those crazies.
No, look at who is that?
No more. No mas.
Who is that back there?
Come on up. Wait, this gentleman needed to come on up here.
Oh, no.
Who is that
That's
back
Gorilla.
there? That's not Gorilla.
Yeah,
Is it?
might be.
It's Gorilla.
Oh,
and Gorilla Ground.
that's Gorilla Ground Crew in the yellow now. Okay.
I told you he was getting ready. I told you.
He's a nut.
I'm up to the shenanigans. I know. Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
Oh, it's feeling my ass.
How do you guys are out of control?
Andrette's feeling me up from the
Were you flying like that, Gorilla?
last shot.
All right, hold on.
He's flying like that.
Shush.
He
That was
flew
not
like
me.
that. And
Oh,
by
you guys are out of
check
control.
Your text message I sent you something.
The rip.
So let's talk a little bit about your recent incident. I've got a video queued up here. You were doing a tow, and I don't know anything about tow operations. So, and when I watched this video,
Let me set it up for you.
yeah, please do, and I'll put the video up.
The way they can tow you, you know, they only have a couple of directions. So if you got any kind of crosswind, they're still going to tow you up. And what happens is, as you know, is these thermals come whipping through, and they're cycles, and they'll come right through, and your wing isn't up and pressurized, it'll fold that wing right in half like it did in this video. So go ahead, play the video, and I'll explain what I think happened and pretty much what everybody else noticed what happened.
Okay, so
so I do a reverse launch. I've got good wing control, and I turn around, and as soon as I turn around, the wing overshoots me, and then it just gets, a cycle comes through and the wing folds in half, literally folds in half. Now, I don't think the tow driver was paying attention, because he just, the minute that wing went in half, he just yanked me up into the sky, and there was nothing I can do. Now, had he been looking back and seen that the wing, you know, I like a little slower start on the toe where you can kind of run forward a little bit, because then when they pull you hard, you're up and off in 2 seconds.
this is the Tow Pro view here.
Yeah, it's amazing. I had 3 cameras that day. Is that crazy? A tripod, the Tow Pro, and then the head cam.
Yeah,
Now, it looks kind of like you're midday. Is that correct?
It's always midday. They don't start
Yeah.
the tows till 12 o'clock. They wait for the the thermals.
yeah.
All right, here's a good view. Here's a good view of it. So I got a good wing. I turn, and as soon as I turn, it overshoots me, and then a cycle comes through, and it just folds the wing. And
Okay.
it was too late.
Now, we did this on a previous show with Phil Russman, but I want to do it again. Look at how high up he is. So right there, that is probably about, I'd say 6 feet. Now watch, he's still going up. Now he's a big man. How tall are you? 6'2"?
6'1".
6'1". Okay, so he's 6'1", and right there, he's probably about 6 feet off the ground. We'll go back just a little bit here.
It's enough to grow a monkey tail right there.
Oh gosh, that must.
You
have
know
hurt.
what's really weird? When it happened, I kind of just, like, a calmness came over me, and I knew I was going to hit hard, but I knew if I was calm, it would be the best case scenario. If I tensed up, I thought I could break my arm or a leg or something. So I just kind of, something calm came over me, and I just went with it. And I hit hard, and I got rocked a little bit, but I was pretty much lucky to get up and walk away from that. If I had hit that street right there, I would have been done.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. And we talked about it with Russman, and there was a few mistakes that were made on both parts. One was, and this is what I want to pick apart. What do you think that you could have done differently to avoid it? Was it possible, or do you think that this was kind of inevitable?
I don't think I could have done anything. So when I turned and the wing overshot me, I knew it was overshooting me, and I was brake checking it, but it just folded. The cycles, the winds were blowing 12 miles an hour that day. And when those thermals come through the ground, I mean, you can just feel it. It picks up so crazy. And so when the wing folded, it was pretty much, I was done. There was nothing I can do. And I just felt like I got jerked up at the same time the wing folded, like when the wing collapsed there. And basically, if the tow operator was looking back, he might have saw, that I wasn't quite ready. And they're doing a lot of things in that truck. They're driving, they're watching for oncoming vehicles, and they're also, it's a payout winch, so they're letting out, pressure, so he's got a controller in his hand, he's steering the truck, and he's watching me, and he's watching forward what's in front of him. So he's got a lot
on a radio. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm not talking to him. Someone next to me is talking to him. Like, I couldn't say abort. They all said abort too late, and by that time I was on my way, into the ground.
And you can go back and watch this video and find it on his channel. And there's a link to his channel in the description. Make sure that you go and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure all of you are already subscribed to Ripman's channel, but he always puts out great videos. And now he's got some other angles, and I'm still fascinated with my just my helmet cam, but I'm starting to branch out a little bit. And so anyways, I want to go back to the idea of how you were relaxed when you went down. Parachutal landfall, PLF. In the last episode, Russman did a PLF for us. That was epic. And one of the things that I think we don't talk about enough is, in the event that you're going to go down hard, PLF and being limber. They talk a lot about, like, for example, people get upset when they talk about drunk drivers crashing, and they'll get in a head-on accident, and the people in the other car, they all die. and the drunk driver lives. And the reason why most of the time that happens is because the guy who hit was limber. And it's kind of an interesting phenomenon. But when you PLF, you're almost turning your body into that. One of the first things that one of the guys that I talked to, a guy named Renee, he encouraged me that keep your arms in. He says, what'll happen a lot of times is you try to brace yourself and you break your arm, break your hand, and it's unnecessary. You're going to take a fall, just roll into it, keep your feet together, bend your knees a little bit, and then do a little research on PLF and talk to an instructor about what a proper PLF looks like. Go watch some YouTube videos on it, and it's something that you're going to need in your toolbox. And I think that's the ticket, and that's how you were able to get back in the air after that accident, Ripman. I was impressed that right away you were back up and you were back at it again. A lot of people would have canceled the order.
I had some good bruises. I had a big bruise on my hip and my shoulder, but I wasn't letting that stop me.
Right.
I'm glad you're all right. For the most part, you could have ended up as bad as this fella here. Okay?
Oh God, no, we don't want. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, you could be as bad as this fella here.
Listen, I'm no stranger to crashes. That's my third crash. I've had 3 pretty decent crashes, and I've learned from each one of them. So I'm no better than the next guy. I'm a beginner in this sport. I mean, I fly with guys who've been flying 20 years. And I might push the envelope a little, but I understand the risks that are involved when I push the envelope. So I try to make smart decisions. I try to have height when I do stuff. And, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. And it's inherent. This is the sport we're in. This is what we chose. We know
aviation. The risks.
Yeah.
Don't for a second think there's no risks, because the minute you stop to think there's no risks, you're going to get hit hard.
Yep. We've had, we're slipping into the summer months, and we've had a few little incidences just in the past week with guys taking full frontal collapses low to the terrain. One was Ripman. The other one was a guy out here at Blossom. Neither one of them were hurt. Neither one of them actually even hit the ground, but they were close. And all it takes is some mediocre piloting, or instead of active piloting, and you find yourself in a predicament. I want to talk a little bit. Go ahead, Rip.
Let me add to something about that,
please,
because I think it's important. So as a paramotor pilot, you don't have to necessarily active pilot the wing as you do as a free flight pilot. In the paramotoring, you usually find it's extremely calm air, and you could pretty much park the brake handles and just little tilt of your butt and steer the glider. And when you free fly, you cannot take your hands off those controls for 1 second. You've got to constantly actively pilot that wing. It's pitching, it's surging. I mean, if you don't check it, or let it fly, you can risk a collapse much easier than a heavily loaded, paramotor wing. And I remember when I first started paramotoring, there was no active piloting really. Pretty much hang the brakes and you can fly for an hour, without touching the brakes if you want, But when I started the free flying, holy cow, that wing, it feels every little pressure, any little air rising, and you've got to check it, you've got to turn into it, it's constant piloting. So I just wanted to say that, because a lot of the paramotor pilots might not have experienced that. And that's
it's like a whole nother world, but it's not a whole nother world. It's just another part of the world.
Right.
Well, right. I'll give you an example of why, and this is my opinion. I've done very little paramotoring. Active piloting doesn't just mean paying attention to your wing. When I'm active piloting, I'm worried that I'm going to take a frontal collapse, and you can avoid a frontal by pressurizing the wing as you feel it disappear. And in the same, you're going to experience some of that stuff with a paramotor. Well, I flew my free flight wing with a motor on my back, so I know the design is different. But I think that when I say active piloting, my understanding of it is you're paying the utmost attention at all times. Now it's
Right.
compounded for us free flight guys, and now you know, because your motor is the wind and is the thermals.
Yeah, it's giving you thrust too. It's giving you forward momentum, whereas the free flying, you're strictly on glide, and the wing is reacting to anything that it feels.
Right.
So.
And so I really believe that that's one of the critical aspects of flying, is being in tune with your wing. My instructor back in the day, he said, you got to learn to speak Winglish.
Yeah.
Know what the
That's
wing is
right.
speaking.
That's right. You don't want to even look at the wing. You just want to know by pressure if it's surging, or just by feel. You want to know what it's doing. And I really think that paramotor pilots would benefit by taking a free flying course, maybe getting their P2, because what I've learned by doing it, the last, I don't know, 6 or 8 months that I've been doing it, I'll go up to 3,000 feet with my motor, shut the motor off, and I'll just try to find thermals and just spot land. All that practice is so good as a paramotor pilot, because if anything happens, God forbid, you're ready for it. It makes a lot easier than, trying to figure out last second when you're low and you're over the trees and you don't have an out, and never leave yourself without an out. Always have an out. The whole time you're flying, make sure you have an out. So that's just a little advice as a beginner I can give other guys.
Do you use tracker device?
I don't have a tracking device, but I do have a GPS. I'm flying with an Udi now.
Oh, yeah?
I got myself an Udi.
Talk to Kyle about that. He flies an
No,
Udi.
I got one at this flying competition I went to. I got a good price on it. So I said, I could really use this. I did a cross country last year with Todd Scandrett, and I got totally lost, and I ended up in the mountains, going over the mountains in the fog with another guy, Charlie Soap, and we got so lost, and I just said never again.
No, please tell. I need to hear this story.
You might want to tell that story, because if you don't, Gorilla tell it for you.
Last year, Todd Scandrett had this little cross country. We were going to go to, I think it was 3 airports. I never made it, so I don't know. It was three waypoints, and I believe they were airports. And we took off in some foggy conditions. It had cleared enough so that we can all take off. And everybody was going good, and then some fog started rolling in. Now, I thought it would just go away. So I kept going forward. But honestly, I didn't even know where I was going. I was following the, how'd you say, gaggle? The group of pilots. And then as the fog started rolling in, everybody started disappearing. So there was one guy next to me, Charlie Soap. He flies a trike. And him and I looked at each other kind of, and we just kept going. Next thing I know, we're in total fog, and we can't see anything. And I did a video of it. My GoPro's got mostly mist on it, but you can kind of see when the mountain comes up through the fog. Then we'd have to climb up and then go over, thinking I'd go over the mountain, and then the other side would be clear, and it never got clear. So we flew about 1 hour and 45 minutes in this stuff, and it was total whiteout. I mean, we were crazy. I'll never do that again. I mean, I learned so much from that. But, I was young and dumb and crazy, and we did it. So eventually he had to go to the bathroom. We were about 3 miles from the airport. So he lands out in this field in the middle of nowhere, and I'm circling around thinking something happened. So I land out. I finally land in this field, and it's like 3 feet high of grass. We can't take off from there. So here we are, sitting in the middle of nowhere waiting for a ride. And thank God Yankee came by and picked us up. But I tried to relaunch. What?
How did he know where you guys were?
Well, I think, did we call him or text him or something, or just put our spot? I forget how we were using our locations, but somehow he figured out where we were. And so then we got taken to another spot to try to launch. And of course, I was hot and tired and bothered. And I tried to do a downwind launch in some really humid conditions, and I tripped and fell and broke a prop in a net, and I had to get picked up again. No. But Charlie went on. Charlie Soap, James Sutherland, he went on, and I think he made it back to the end site. He was able to launch his trike because as you know, trikes can launch in no wind, and
trikes are easy.
I unfortunately had to wait again for Todd and the other guy to pick me up for the second time. And I was after my third fly-in. I was pretty tired and pretty beat up, but I learned so much from that flight, and I'll never go anywhere without a GPS device again. So that's my story.
Yeah, that was a horrible experience.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible. It was a learning experience, and it made me a better
It was
pilot.
terrible.
So,
Terrible
I didn't get hurt. Just my pride, and I learned from it. So, if you learn something from each flight, you're doing good.
Matt Minyard, you're with us, but you're just a black screen right now.
Partly.
Hey, Matt.
I don't know if you can hear us.
All right.
It's as if he landed just outside the range of internet at Bad Apples.
Yeah.
And
Is he there?
I don't know. He very well could be. Everybody's staring at a screen, so he could be behind him, and they wouldn't even know.
I was going to send an invite to somebody to sneak up on the group, but I couldn't think of who I could send it to.
Well, it's too late now. You done gave it away. Now they're
I
like
know.
looking over their shoulders.
It's too late. Yeah. Nobody wants to go over there because they're too crazy.
I think maybe what we should do, since they're having adult beverages, I think we should make a game out of this. Every time somebody says a certain word on the show, they have to take a drink.
We all just Sean,
No.
We all decided that every time someone says Ripman, we all drink. So we're all just pouring it out. Right now.
Oh,
Okay,
gosh.
Ripman.
That's great. Oh,
So you've got
man.
10 in a
Horrible.
row that you got to do. Let's see how this show goes.
Look at
Matt
you
Minyard.
guys.
Are they just taking pictures of you or what?
That's my strobe.
Oh,
Dark now.
it's pitch dark over there. Where are you at, Matt?
Louisiana.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I had to land at 8:26 to be legal.
Yeah, because that's a half an hour after the sun sets, right?
Yep, exactly.
Sorry.
Have some in my glass.
Go.
Oh, man.
Thank you, guys.
We love you. With coconut.
9 more to go.
Out of control. I do want, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I want to real quick just ask everybody to say a quick prayer for brother Larry. Larry had an accident on his trike, and he got pretty beat up. He's out of the hospital, but he messaged me today. He's hurting. He's covered from head to toe with bruises, and he's tore up. It sounds to me like maybe one of his motor mounts might have broke or something, and he took a tumble low. And anyways, we'll talk to him. He's in good spirits, but just pray speedy recovery for him.
Prayers for Larry. Prayers for Larry, man.
Yeah, Larry's trike is a heap of
I hate to hear
metal.
that.
Yeah, and
We'll definitely
we'll
be for him.
yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what if you guys want to reach out to him, or if you want to shoot him a message or whatever. But yeah, that just happened. So yeah. Anyways, I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. The show, by the way, oh, my wife is giving my money to YouTube. Oh man, I can hear her laughing in the kitchen right
To
now.
Aaron.
Oh, she's donating money?
Yeah.
She's kind of got
Oh,
you to
God.
crossroads, because if she has the credit card, she can keep doing this.
Oh,
You can't pull away from the show to get it from her. So,
I know.
ouch.
It's not funny, Sean. So,
It is
anyways,
funny.
we're at the half an hour mark, and we're gonna give something away. What do you say, Sean?
Yeah. Hey, you see this? You see this? This is a pretty full.
How many, Sean?
There's like
60,
20 people sitting
70?
here. You better have everybody's name in there.
I got everybody's name in it. Everybody that has been in the chat, except for one person, which I added. Okay, they're in there. It was a crazy name. I don't know. I know I wrote it down though. I did.
Well, actually, do you want to tell them who it is?
Oh, is it a different name now?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second, because
What is that, a turd?
I love how-
keep your contortion going here. Todd's going to tell you who that person.
So the name we had you at is Kelby Cox. He's actually here at Bad Apples with us.
Hey, Kelby.
He is the next candidate that Resurgence is sponsoring for training.
Oh, I
Nice.
got
He's
you.
here
Okay.
hanging out, having a good time. at
Awesome.
Bad Apples.
Cool. Yeah, I
Right
got him
on.
in there for sure. Yeah. I put it in there because since he's with you guys, he's here. You know.
Look, Nick Griffith is he's out there right now too.
I got Nick in there too. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what you're gonna win. It's a tow pro. You need this for your all your flying.
Leah's got
My
needs-
fingertips are going numb, Robert. Come on, tell me.
Okay,
when.
pull it.
Okay, here we go. We got Dylan Matlow.
Dylan Matlow, congratulations. You are the winner
Dylan.
chicken dinner.
Congratulations, Dylan
You win a
Matlow.
Toe Pro. Trying to find my piece of paper to write it down.
So pro. Yeah. I'd like to get one of those chase cams, man. Those things are sick.
I want one of
Chase
those
cam.
chase cams for my Hero 7. I have a Hero Session that's doing the my chase cam now, and the footage isn't as good as the 7.
It kind of,
Really?
it's a little
No,
wobbly.
it's steady. It's just it's an older camera, and it's not the footage on the 7 is phenomenal. I mean, the stabilization is just
Hey, what was the guy's name that won, Sean?
Dylan Matlow.
Okay, Dylan, if you're still watching, I need you to reach out to me and give me your information. Go to paraglidingtalk.com, and there's a form in there. You need to fill out the form. It's not the contest form, but it's the other form. Or you can fill out the contest form too, and I'll get it out to you. Congratulations, Dylan. What's his last name again?
Matlow. Matlow.
L-O-W.
It might be
Congratulations.
very well Mattow too. I'm not sure because I wrote it really fast.
That's fine.
I got like 150 names or something in there, so that's a lot of trees I took out there with the swipe of this lovely Larry pin here from Para Orange Products.
That's right.
Okay, this thing here is a beauty in your hands. You could probably I'd be willing to suspect that you could write if you were in the air with this pin. It's that good.
Right on. Well, you can also follow the show on Instagram. Look up Paragliding Talk on Instagram. You can find out what's going on with that. By the way, we need to put a post on Instagram to let everybody know what we're doing. Paraglidingtalk.com. If you're interested in supporting the show on Patreon, we have a Patreon that we set up. Say hi to everybody. Cha-ching. We set up the Patreon just to keep the show going and maybe buy some things. We got these Toe Pros that we could give away with some of the money that people have been donating. We've also got we got some big plans for the future of the show. People are coming to watch now from all over the world. We got people watching in Europe. Things are happening with the show. It's exploding. Your investment in the show is to help people fly safer. Sometimes it's just for yourself if you're selfish. Sometimes it might just be that this next episode is going to help somebody that you don't even know. But your investment is not in vain. And I really appreciate all the new Patreon supporters. There's been a handful that recently jumped on board and are helping with just $1 or $2. And I really appreciate the investment for the price of a cup of coffee. You might learn something that will save your life or someone else's. So jump on board. You can go to Patreon. The links are in the description of this. If you're interested in supporting the show, you can do that. Also on PayPal. And I really appreciate everybody who's been investing. Thank you very much. We want to continue the show. I have a couple other questions for our special guest. By the way, I love watching your videos, man. And thank you for continually just putting them out there. And I know sometimes it gets monotonous. And we were talking before the show. It takes a lot of time to put videos together, especially if they're any quality. And so, what's your next big adventure? What's your next big plans? And not the cruise.
So I'm going to do some mountain flying in Tennessee.
Oh,
and
nice.
my big adventure is to be able to be mobile on my motorcycle. So, I'm going to get a pod harness. I'm going to get the backpack, and I'm going to have everything on the back of my motorcycle, and I'm going to be able to just go where I want and fly and live on the bike, kind of. I mean, I'll stay in a hotel, but I mean, like, everywhere I go is going to be on the bike. And that's kind of on the next adventure for me. So.
See, that's what I'm going to have to do. See, I live in Ohio where it's all flat.
Yeah.
And just like corn and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can go to do the towing, and that's fine. But I just want to.
Mountains.
I'd love to jump on the bike and go away 4 or 5 days. Not too much longer than that, because anything longer than that gets monotonous. And just go to different places And
That's
just
kind of
jump
the
off
experience
si-
of nature, you know?
Yeah, just jump off the side of a mountain and fly and try to find the thermals there, you know? So, Robert, thermal flying is something else, I'll tell you that.
And you're doing such a good job. I was watching your video. I'm
That
like,
air
get
up
it.
there, that air up there is something else. I mean, paramotor pilots have no idea what that air is like up there. I mean, it's gnarly up there. You know, you got to be on your game. You got to
If
really.
You think about how strong that wind has to be to lift your body up.
And it's entering and exiting the thermals, and all of a sudden you're going up, you know, really fast. And if you come out of the thermal, guess where you're going? You're going down really fast.
Yeah.
So it's something else. It's interesting to say the least.
Yeah,
you
no
know?
joke, man. The other day I was talking to a local pilot. He was actually on the show, Steve Prairie, and he was talking about how he was in a thermal where he was going up 2,000 feet per minute.
I can't even imagine.
And I said, how? Okay, I said, how? He goes, I did the math, and he said it's 30 miles an hour going upward. Can you imagine going 30 miles an hour up?
Oh my
It's
God.
like a rocket.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Most of the time when we're flying around here, it's you know, a little bit 10 miles an hour, maybe less than that on
Are
a
you
really
hitting strong thermals or no?
Yes.
You're flying
strong thermals. Yeah.
Okay, so you're hitting strong thermals, but
Yeah. But can you imagine 30
No.
miles an hour straight up?
no,
Hey,
that would be.
James Richardson, thank you for your contribution on the super chat. You rock.
He actually just contributed more than your wife. I think your wife should try to beat that.
Oh, can we mute him? That's some shenanigans. My wife donates again. Oh no. I just heard her yell in the kitchen.
She's great.
Please don't.
I believe that was so. Wahoo! She's
yeah.
excited about that one. Like, yeah, feel the burn.
So, what did you take? What's your big takeaways from what you crossed over from paramotoring? Because we talk a lot about paramotoring. We don't really talk about free flight. I'm very passionate about free flight. What have you brought? What have you crossed over into free flight from your stuff?
As far as flying, or as far as what's the differences?
In other words, what are you transferring over? Because I mean, there are a lot of similarities, but what are you transferring? Oh my gosh, she is in trouble.
More money.
Yes.
So, like I said, I believe the free flying takes a little more piloting, and I think it would be good for paramotor pilots to do a free flying course. I think they'd learn things that I didn't know in the beginning, and I just think it could help them be a better pilot. You know, so that's one of the things. I mean, I love having the motor. I can just go to any field I want and take off. And here in Florida, it's so flat. So if you're not getting a tow, you're not flying. You know, so now you got to go somewhere where someone's going to tow you. And then, you know, as you know, if you go up and you catch some thermals, you're not landing where you took off from. Now you got to get a chase vehicle to pick you up and bring you back. So that's, you know, and then you're landing in places, you know, you don't even know where you are. You've got, if you think you're going to sink out, you've got to find a nice spot next to a road so that you're not hiking out. You know,
Who we just
so
found for you, Ripman? Someone else wants to say hello and wish you the best.
Tom Kubat.
Hey, Tom.
What up, guys?
How's the flying going?
Dude, it was good. It's day one for me.
Sweet.
Get right.
Good for you, man. Have
Yeah, I
fun.
haven't crashed this year yet.
Oh, you'll be fine. You got good legs under you.
Yeah, I'll be here for another couple days. So.
Hey, pro tip: just wait for the ribbon to be moving. You'll be fine.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right. That was the I
Yeah,
remember
last
that.
year
That
at
was the
Bandit
first
Apple.
video that I ever saw of his.
Yep. Yeah, that sucked, man.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
And then nobody wanted to let him borrow their gear because they were like, yeah, I ain't
No.
gonna let him wreck my gear.
Really?
No,
I
I'm
didn't hear
just kidding.
that.
I made that up.
Oh, okay.
I think when you have a flying, you always have to bring at least one extra motor for the guy that blows up a prop or something.
Listen, I'd let anyone take my motor up. If someone wants to ride I offered it to several people. Anyone can take it up. I mean, as long as I've seen them fly.
I know everybody's going to want to know that doesn't know. What do you fly? What are you flying as far as a wing for your paramotor, and what motor are you using?
All right, for the motor, thanks to Matt Minyard, talked me into getting one of the first Parajet Mavericks in in the U.S.
Nice.
I've been flying that thing, and I tell you what, man, that thing is taking a licking and still kept ticking. I mean, that frame, I've bent that frame more times than I can't account, and it just bends right back. So, love the Parajet Maverick's got a Moster 185 on it, plenty of power. And my wing, well, most of these guys know I've got several wings. Matter of fact, I've got a lot of wings. But my favorite new wing, my go-to wing, is the Dudek Warp. I fly a 20-meter Dudek Warp, and I can't talk enough on how phenomenal this wing is. This wing does everything I need it to do. It's fast, it's efficient, and yanks and banks with the best of them. I mean, I still own a free ride. I just sold a Hadron and a Snake. I've got a couple of mini wings. I got a couple of free flight wings. But that Warp, when I get on that thing, it's magical. That's all I can say about that wing. And you have to fly that wing heavy. You can't fly that wing in the middle range. I believe you need to be at the top of the weight range to get the most out of that wing. I know a lot of guys are buying the wing a little big, and I think you really want to be at the top to get the most out of that wing, because it's some fast. I can chase anybody down, catch him, and then just leave him in the dust. That's how fast that wing is. I've done like in the 80s coming back with a 10-mile-an-hour tailwind. I mean, I've got pictures of it on my phone. It's crazy how fast that wing is. So yeah, the Dudek Warp, my new favorite.
Love it. What do you say, Matt Minyard?
Yo, what up? I'm driving back.
So, what do you think about that crossing over into a free flight? Do you do any free flight stuff, Matt?
Oh yeah, totally. Matter of fact, they said I'm a P4 instructor of free flight now. So
really,
I just love it. I just love being in the air, obviously, but free flight is like really important to me as well. And I think everybody who flies should start in free flight if you get the chance. If you don't have the opportunity, don't forget about it. You need to go and learn how to free fly. It's very critical. So good.
Yeah, I thought it came very natural. Landings came very natural to me because I'd already been understanding flare authority and things like that.
Yeah.
Being proximity flying, that was I was able to kind of come in and do some powered landings, which is, not necessarily a first day type thing, but because I had the confidence of wing control from free flight already.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it's a great idea.
It helps for sure. In my experience, it helped me the most. I mean, I learned how to free fly, I think about, 5 or 6 years ago, about 1 year into motoring. And it just taught me so much about glider control, about how to read the conditions in the air, what not to do. You just respect the air a lot more when you learn the conditions. So.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Do you guys do tows out there too?
We do a little bit of towing. I'm pretty sure in about 2 weeks I'll have a tow boat. Thanks to Chris Santa Croce. He's gonna bring his boat. I'll pick it up.
Oh wow.
And keep it down here.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, it's actually supposed to happen next week.
That's great. I'm sure we'll see some posts on your Instagram on that.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Matt?
Hey, what's up, John? How you doing?
I could hear you now.
Nice. Yeah. I got a notification about the show while I was up there flying, changing my music. So I decided to try to get on.
I forgot to write down your email, and I could have sent it right when you were still in the air.
Oh, yeah. That would have been fun.
Next time.
You can see my Instagram if you want to see the videos in the air. I did a little shot.
Nice.
Story.
We need some more videos on YouTube, by the way.
I know. It's just like we've been grinding. We've been working nonstop. So
no doubt.
Amazing.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. Super busy.
I got an announcement to make. Patreon. Blake Pigeon. New $5 Patreon. Thank you for your support, man. I love when somebody jumps on live. So
show.
Cool. Appreciate you guys, man. Makes a world of difference.
Blake came down about 2 weeks ago.
Who's that?
Blake Pigeon came over about 2 weeks ago.
What?
2.5. Yeah, he came down to fly with us.
Sweet.
No kidding. So he must be from that side of town, huh?
Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Did he get some training?
Not really. He just kind of did his own thing and just cruised around.
Oh, he's already a pilot.
Yeah, he already flies.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I love what you're doing over there, man. Love what you're doing over there. You guys, you got a great thing going. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with the boat and what you guys are taking to the next level, man. That's cool. Trying to get.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say I'm trying to get Santa Croce to come back on the show again. He's such a busy dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Man,
What do you say, Rick?
How many of these guys have seen the movie Avatar on our show, right?
Oh, I don't think I've seen parts of it.
Okay.
That's a pretty animated. It's like the green people, blue people.
Yeah, I think they're blue.
Yeah, blue people.
But we're gonna go do a parabatic sky race in those mountains.
Oh no way!
Yeah, it's official too. We're going.
No kidding.
Oh yeah.
You heard it here first on paraglidingtalk.com. Paramotor crazy. He said, "This is Tom Kubat making a donation with David's money."
Wait, what was that?
Oh, that's awesome. He's sitting right next to him and he just hit the button. Oh, that's awesome. By the way, Resurgence PPG, all the resources came in after YouTube took their cut. It's going to be $700. We're going to donate straight into Resurgence PPG. So glad that he's doing what he's doing. If you want to get on board and donate to Resurgence PPG, do that. Go to resurgenceppg.com and support their organization. Maybe you know somebody that can support their organization. Maybe you know a business, or maybe you have a wealthy friend, and just tell them about it. And we want to do as much as we can for these guys, our military guys. They put their life on the line. A lot of them every day. There's a ton of them here in San Diego. I love my all my military guys that I'm friends with. Some of them even know about the channel and know about the paragliding. Some guys from church and etc. But just really appreciate everybody who's putting it on the line. Some guys are deployed for a long time, separated. You know, their families are separated, and they're doing it so that we can have the freedom that we have to go and fly our paramotors and our wings and enjoy the freedoms that we have. So I love this country. I love America, and I'm all about what Todd's doing over there. So support them if you can. Also, I really appreciate everybody who's supporting the show through advertising. Thank you guys. Make sure that you go and support them. If you get a chance to go check out their websites, even if it's just to say hi, and maybe you can't afford to buy stuff.
If you have a difficult time supporting the show or supporting Resurgence PPG, call Tom Kubat. He's going to help you support them very easily. Yeah.
That's right.
God, he's killing it.
He will donate on behalf for you with your money.
That was pretty slick too. He was right there, Tom.
Yeah.
He didn't even see it.
That up. Pretty legit.
That's so awesome. If you guys don't know, they have a big old screen out there, and I don't know how many people are sitting over there at Bad Apples, but there's a whole group of people. They got lights. Where do you guys got electricity? Aren't you in the middle of like a field?
We're whittling sticks together to create fire to create electricity. Yeah.
You got generators going and lights on. The people are probably wondering what the heck's going on out there.
I think Gorilla's got one of those gerbil wheels, and he's like running the gerbil wheel in the back because we can't see him. He's disappeared back in the back. He's keeping the running up to keep the power going.
Oh man, he's out of control, man. Every time I see him, he's doing something crazy. Oh,
It could be worse. It could be like Mike Cotter's little experience.
Oh,
Showing you the inside of a refrigerator when they hijack a show.
The hardest part about that episode was when he would put the camera up to the screen. When the person was talking, it was just a slight delay and you just see their mouth moving.
It's got to say a lot, though, that here we are, we're all on vacation. We're having a great time at a fly-in, but this show is so important to all of us that we want to sit around a table and watch it together as a family, as a PPG family or paragliding family.
Yeah, I mean,
So great job. Kudos to you, man.
Hey, I don't know what I would do either. I'd watch the show too. Because we're obsessed with flying, bro. We're obsessed with it, man.
Wait a minute.
I just want to talk about it all day long.
Wait a minute. Here it comes.
What happened?
Ripman.
Oh, they're gonna drop
Ripman.
Oh,
Ripman.
man.
That's 5
I don't-
Ripmans.
I don't
Come
want
on
to.
now.
I don't want to encourage
Chug.
drinking.
Flying's going to be
alcohol.
tough tomorrow morning for all those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quit drinking.
Gorilla over here says we're getting up early around 10:30.
Hey, tell Yankee to wait for the ribbon to be moving before he tries to launch.
Ooh.
He's walking back from his palace.
Yeah, he went to
Andreas.
Yeah, that's right. He got the new RV out there.
That's right.
We're out from
Yeah.
Hey, wait, that wasn't funny.
Oh man.
Times.
No, Tom, you stay away from my computer. Get away. No more donations.
Oh, that is hilarious. Well, we're almost to the end of the show. I want to open up real quick. If you have any questions
Todd
for the
wants to
Rip
know when
Master,
Matt's going to show up to Endless Foot Drag.
when Matt Minyard,
Yes.
Matt, are you still with us?
Hey, what's up?
Hey!
They're
Hey,
asking you a question.
Hey, Matt,
I
when
got
are
to
you,
fix my
foot
screen.
drag?
Hey, what up?
When are you getting up to Kansas?
I'm gonna hit the road Monday.
Oh, okay. I'll see you there probably midweek.
Nice. Yeah, when are you getting there?
Still undetermined. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh hell no,
Sweet.
he's coming with me.
Oh.
He's coming with me.
I want to come with you. So.
Nice.
Hey!
Oh.
Sorry, Pastor.
Robert, get the tip jar out.
Did he cuss?
There wasn't any curse words.
No, but
It was
there
close.
was
It was close.
insinuations.
It was
Is there anything
close,
else
yeah.
feel like
I
could have been a
totally
private
missed it.
conversation on the phone? I don't know. I mean, there's only 70-some people watching. I don't. Wow.
Yeah, no, seriously. How many people are out there right now?
10.
Over here?
No, I'm talking about Bad Apples.
Oh my gosh.
So many.
A lot.
I heard it was packed. Is it?
Bus bucket.
No, I think we had. I'm guessing there was probably about 50 people flying.
No, they counted
no, there was-
64 in the air with 3 more launches. So 67 were
67.
launching tonight.
Wow.
Oh
posted
my
a picture
word!
At
It's gonna be
Tom.
nuts tomorrow. It's gonna be nuts tomorrow.
Yeah, you can see some videos coming out on Paramotor Crazy.
Yeah, paramotor crazy.
Hey, I like that. I like that tumbler there, Robert. Let's clink, man. Clink it.
Oh yeah,
Let's
nice.
clink.
Here's a
I like
question
it,
from
man.
Yankee SC1. What does Ripa have planned for PPG travel in 2020?
Well, one of the bucket lists was going to Tennessee and flying the mountains in Tennessee, and I'm open for any other trips as well.
You know, there's one question I always ask everybody, and maybe not everybody, but is there anything that you have that you bring with you, and you're like, I gotta have this no matter what? Like mine's my Leatherman.
My GoPros,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
all five of them.
No, you have 5?
Selfie stick, toe cam, chase cam, head cam.
Oh my
and a
word.
360 cam.
Wow. I feel sorry for your computer.
I've got external hard drives. I just plug them in and put everything on the externals.
Oh yeah. That's what I
You
need to
have a
do.
camel toe pro, or what?
Yeah,
Oh,
I got one right here.
Is that Leah Catulo? Is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Catulo.
It is.
Catulo?
Yeah.
No.
We're gonna get your shirt, Leah.
Oh no.
I keep kicking the can down the road. She asked for a shirt. I said, no problem. We'll get you a shirt. But my wife, she was like, okay, we have to get this particular type of shirt. So I made
for a
her
woman,
one.
Yeah.
And then I don't shop for girl clothes. So we have to wait. I'm just going to blame Aaron for this one.
See, now it's well, I would have sent the shirt, but my wife donated all the money that I would
That's
use
right.
for the shipping toward the show.
Aaron,
Yeah.
Did you hear her yelling? She's
I
like,
dare you to make a $50 donation right now.
she
Yeah,
just
Robert,
screamed.
you have some shipping costs, man. I saw what you cost to ship that Toe Pro, man. That adds up.
You know what's funny? The who's that?
Hey, Leah.
Is that Leah?
No, someone was saying hello.
My wife's in the background screaming right now. She's saying, "Don't you dare blame me for that."
Hey, guys, it's Maria.
Maria!
Hey,
I thought I heard your voice.
voice.
send it.
Are you guys home now?
Yeah.
Is it in the pitch dark or what? Can you turn the
No.
camera on?
Is my camera not working?
It's not on.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh,
it
there
might
we
be
go.
because of. Oh, there you go.
Whoa there, Johnny. Whoa.
Yeah, there we go.
Right on.
Hey,
I
guys.
thought you were driving. I was like, wait a second, what's going on around here?
No, I'm home.
You just got in.
We need some more videos, Maria.
Videos? I know. I'm slacking over here.
Paramotor videos, mandatory.
Stay tuned. I have something up my sleeve. Y'all have to wait and see.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
And I need some swag, Matt Minyard.
I got you.
I need some swag. I'll text you with my details.
Hey, all the people like Ripman who want to hit up a nice paragliding trip, I'm going to do this trip in Colombia, and we're going to fly motors down the beach.
Oh,
Organize cool stuff.
Matt, say that one more time. You broke up.
Yeah, there's a nice trip planned where we're going to paramotor down the beaches in Colombia.
Nice.
I always wanted to go to Colombia. That's why I got my passport, but I never made it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert,
You can do
there's
some
a-
free
there's a
flight where
question
out there
here.
too if you go at the right time, right?
Yep. Big
Yeah,
time.
the bunch of the San Diego guys
Robert, there's
went.
a question here from the chat. Robert, there's a question here from the chat. Linda Anderson wants to know when you're going to send your mama a shirt.
Yeah, that's my mom.
That's good.
I got you, Mom. It's Aaron's fault.
I hope you have
Uh,
a very comfortable couch tonight.
Look at that little dog. That dog's famous on YouTube, by the way.
Look at the picture of the dog behind it.
Layla.
So,
That's
She's
awesome.
been chasing me all day.
Well, I've got the winner of this week's PPG smoke.com
Kelby Cox.
machine, or if it's not the smoke machine, it's a chase cam now. And very soon, I think he's going to be.
Kelby Cox.
It is Steve Porter.
Good
Steve
job,
Porter.
Steve.
Congratulations, Steve Porter. Is he there? Is he at the Bad Apples? Looks
He
like they're
disappeared.
frozen up. What do you got there, Matt Minyard?
It's a picture.
Oh, dope. I like it.
That was when he landed just a minute ago.
I landed on the moon. Yeah. With, what's his name? Elon Musk. We were chilling.
Flying a gin glider there.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
I was just tired of staring at else.
Well, guys, I really appreciate everybody. We're going to go to the post show. Hey, look at that. Raymond Pierce, new Patreon supporter. Thank you, Raymond Pierce. I appreciate your contribution. That just popped up right now. Right on. You guys are awesome. You guys have such a great attitude when it comes to flying, watching the show every week. It's such a privilege to be a part of it and being a part of such an awesome community of people. Free flight and paramotor guys. I know we always talk smack, but ultimately we're all paraglider pilots, and it's just great. We have a great time every time that we're together, and even when we do it on the internet. So I really appreciate everybody. Sean, thank you for moderating. Ripman, thank you for what you do, man. I want to have you on the show more often. I love it. And
thanks for having me, Robert.
Paramotor Crazy.
Tom,
It's me and Tom again.
Now, Robert, Bob C wanted to know what the PayPal address is. He said, please.
Oh yeah, it's in the description.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the description, and it's just my email. Yeah, you'll see it on there when you click on it. Thank you, though. I appreciate your investment. Okay. Yep. If you guys, Leah, you've already sent me your shirt size and what you want. We'll get that shirt to you very soon. And it's coming. It's in the works. We're gonna get some more T-shirts banging out, and we're gonna be giving those away too. Paraglidingtalk.com. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you again for.
Give me that closing line. Do it.
If I don't see you in the air, I'll see you on the air. Have a good night. You guys at Bad Apples, you guys be safe out there, and
take it easy, guys.
Make it home. And don't forget to give some prayers up for Brother Larry, and we'll see you on the next one. We're going to go to the post show. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.